for inviting me to be part of TRIPS 2025. This summit bringing together technology, research, innovation, and policy is exactly the kind of platform India needs today. Although I was very much looking forward to joining you all in person, but due to viral infection, I am unable to travel. Nevertheless, I am truly grateful for this opportunity to share my thoughts with you virtually, and I hope my perspective can add value to the rich discussion happening here. It is also my privilege to extend my heartfelt congratulations to Professor Ashutosh Sharma sir on being honored for his lifetime achievements. Sir, your leadership as Secretary of DST and your vision for India's science and innovation ecosystem continuing to inspire all of us who are building bridges between research and real world impact. For me, friends, I come from a world of intellectual property and innovation, and my chosen theme today is building an IP driven academic culture from innovation to commercialization. Uh, why this is so critical? Because India is a nation of ideas. Our universities and research institutions produces incredible knowledge every day, but the gap remains in converting those ideas into asset. Globally, if we see universities like MIT, Stanford, Caltech, and many others leveraging IP not only to publish but to patent, not only to patent but to commercialize. This creates startups, unicorns, new industries, SMEs, which lately converts into big giants, and most importantly, impact on society. India can achieve this transformation too if we embed IP at the heart of our academic culture. Uh, to begin this, I see this complete innovation to commercialization as a journey, and I divide this into four layers. First, is awareness and sensitization, where students, researchers, faculties, professors must first understand that every ideas have a potential value. IP training, innovation workshops, and exposure to global best practices actually can shift the mindset from publish or perish to protect, publish, and prosper. The second is system and policies. Universities and institutions need robust IP policies, clear ownership structure, and technology transfer offices that simplify filing, licensing, and collaboration. Policies should reward not just papers but also patent and prototype which can be commercialized. The third is ecosystem and partnerships. Academia alone cannot take ideas to market, which we say invention to innovation. We need industries, we need common manufacturing partners, we need industry tie-ups, startups, incubators, and I would say investor network also. This is where matchmaking between researchers and businesses becomes powerful. While IP meets industry need, I would say when IP actually meets the industry need, innovation scales. The fourth pillar of this journey is commercialization and impact. So the ultimate goal is not filing patent for numbers but creating values, though licensing, spin-off, tech transfers, and entrepreneurship are very important pillar, but this is all I would say binded from starting of the ideas to filing of the patents. I would say that an IP driven culture should lead not only for the jobs but the startup solutions for Indian grand challenges, and whether it's climate changes, health, agriculture, these days we are talking about high-tech engineering and digital transformations also. With this journey, I would like to add here the global benchmarking of IP ecosystem in USA, Japan, China, Europe. For USA, we all know Stanford University. So Stanford Technology Office manages over 500 invention disclosure per year, and around 15,000 patents they have issued patent. I'm not talking about exact number, but this is an approx number. They have they have been called as a landmark in patent licensing. Google's PageRank algorithm spin out includes Cisco, Yahoo. Then technical approach of these of Stanford TTO office, early stage IP captured, clear invention equity policies, and professional commercialization term. And the outcome of these activities of a strong TTO office is that they have $1 billion plus in cumulative licensing revenue, immense industry growth and immense industry collaboration and research funding. Then if I take example of China, then Tsinghua and Zhejiang universities leverage patent collaboration agreements with industries, and China now leads annual patent filing worldwide, not only in the SME or startup category but the academic category also. Coming to Japan, University of Tokyo TLO office has more focused on patent-backed collaboration in robotics and biotech, and they have generated around $50 million licensing income and spun over 100 startups. If we take the example of Europe, Zurich and technical universities of Munich actually combined patent strategy with entrepreneurial trainings. European universities increased patent filing by 30% in last 5 years, driving multi-sector partnership. So patent filing in India also has been increased by the academic sector, but I'm more talking with the collaborative, not on more on the numbers. Numbers are good, but with the numbers, as we are developing this ecosystem, the collaborative partnership is very important with industries and startups. Now I would like to include in my talk the policy and national importance. This is not just about academics, it is about India's positioning in the global knowledge economy. If we see China files more than 1.5 million patents a year, the US builds the strongest commercialization pipeline through Bayh-Dole Act, or you can say Bayh-Dole style framework. If India has to climb higher in the global innovation index, the truly driven with Global Innovation Index, I would also like to add Viksit Bharat 2047. Our academic institution must become IP powerhouse. And again, I'm adding it's not only the numbers will add. Yes, number plays important role, but with numbers, we need to focus on collaborations and partnership. Along with concentrating on accreditation, I would say, and ranking, because we are more now these days we are more focused on good accreditation and best position in the ranking. We should be also focused on our innovation and IP ecosystem within the campus, because with IP and commercialization metrics, the universities will be actually playing a global impact, creating a global impact. And government schemes like Startup India, Atal Innovation Mission, Digital Universities concept actually and will align with this mission. So the good news is we already have talented ideas, but what we need is the mindset, system, and the partnership to scale. I am grateful today, as I mentioned, that I'm talking on this platform with of IIT, and IIT has always acted as a catalyst for innovation in India. I'd like to emphasize how IIT has become the growth catalyst. They have been leading in research and innovation. IITs have built a robust ecosystem combining a strong IP policy, dedicated technology transfer offices, and vibrant startup culture. Many IITs rank globally for patent research output and industry partnership. Successful initiative which has been taken by IITs are like IIT Bombay Foundations for Innovation and Technology Transfer has licensed more than I believe 150 plus technology and facilitated more than 80 plus startups. IIT Madras Research Park fosters industry collaborations and nurture IP-driven entrepreneurship. Robust incubation centers like SIGN at IIT Bombay, Nidhi at IIT Kanpur provide mentorship, funding, and infrastructure. So from this stage, I request young professors with experience, researchers to mentoring the school and young universities also, because IITs can create IP and innovation mentoring cell. And this is my request. This is a personal request. I will say it's not. I'm speaking on behalf of anyone, but yes, IIT can create IP and innovation mentorship cell to guide emerging institutions on policy development, on TTO setup, and commercialization strategies. We can organize the national level innovation boot camp and IP clinics for students, especially for the school students, because I believe as an IP attorney that IP is not something to be taught after in the graduation or post graduation, because ideas strike any time and innovation can come the ideas can become inventions and innovation at any time. There is no time limit or age limit for that. So this actually the students, I would say the lesson of IP or the knowledge of IP should flow from school time, from 6th or 7th or 8th classes, so that students know that what is the importance of IP. And I would now, with this, I will say that leveraging the experience of IITs actually can accelerate India's academic transformation by empowering young universities to adopt best practices in IP management, industry collaboration, and entrepreneurship. And to conclude this talk today, I would say that building an IP-driven academic culture is not an option. It is the bridge between knowledge and nation building. From innovation to commercialization, from patents to prosperity, this journey will define India's role in 24th century. Once again, my gratitude to IIT Kanpur for this honor, and my warm congratulations to Professor Ashutosh Sharma sir for his unparalleled contribution. Let's together create an India where every idea counts, every innovation is protected, and every patent leads to progress. Thank you and Jai Hind.